When Barrhaven West Councillor David Hill reads the headlines coming out of Haiti, it takes him back to 2004, when the country was also facing political turmoil. 20 years ago, David Hill was the member of the Canadian Armed Forces, deployed to Haiti for 8 months, where he helped train the Haitian National Police. As violence surges in Haiti's capital city, Port-au-Prince, David's been thinking about his experiences from 2004 and writing about them, and we've reached him this afternoon. Hi there.
Yes, good afternoon, Alan.
When you were there in 2004, what did that situation in Haiti look like 20 years ago?
So for me at the time, it just happened so quickly. I was in the field doing a winter training exercise out in Gagetown, New Brunswick. It was probably about minus 30. A truck was sent out to pick me up. I left the field. I'd only been in battalion for probably 2 or 3 years at the time. Came back to the headquarters and they'd said, okay, the government has said that we're going to be joining an interim force with the Americans. We're the high readiness battalion. Get your stuff packed. You're going to leave in a couple days. And we went, and it was the first real deployment of my career. And it was a challenge because the uncertainty and the unknown of the gang structures and the threats that existed were so disparate. It wasn't like in Afghanistan where it was a collective entity. You know, the gangs that existed in Haiti at the time, and I think there are some similarities. They almost had the characteristics of a neighborhood watch, in that neighbors would see their next door neighbor get extorted or criminal activities happening in the community, and they banded together because they didn't have faith in the government to protect them. They didn't have faith in the Haitian National Police to support them. And so, they banded together and it got, excessive and turned into some criminal activities. And that was really the situation that we faced when we went there in 2004. And this is why I have been very reflective in the last, few weeks as I've seen this deterioration. And it's tragic. It breaks my heart because I spent a lot of my time and effort trying to, do my part to rebuild aspects of safety and security in Haiti, and it's just a tragic situation all around.
I mean, we were just talking earlier in the program about the armed gang situation and the lack of control right now of the police. What do you think needs to be kept in mind for anyone trying to get the police structure back?
It's a long-term issue, and I think that's what the international community has failed to do for decades. We have collectively looked at the short-term safety and security issues, and every time it seems to spike, then there's a new international plan to send some entity, whether it's United Nations or Caribbean or Western Hemisphere, to go in and quell the insurrection. And then as soon as it seems to taper off, we get out of there. And that's the issue. We don't have a long-term focus of wanting to, support the security and safety environment and the good governance component.
Are there other things you wish this country would have done differently? I ask because in recent days we've heard Canadian leaders acknowledge the flaws of past deployments to Haiti, what they don't want to see happen again, what they want to see in the future. But I'm wondering, from your experience, what are things that should have been done differently?
Well, at any given time, there will be no success if it's not a Haitian solution. So all solution sets need to include what does the Haitian government need? How is Haiti going to ultimately own the totality of the situation? And anything that doesn't include that is going to fail from the get-go. I think a small, consistent presence that supports the Haitian government is what's needed, and it's more than just a few months or a few years of security training for the Haitian police. It's a long-term commitment on safety, security, governance, trade, and without that, I think we're just going to continue to see the progression of criminal exploitation in Haiti that's plagued it for decades. It's I think we spoke maybe a couple months ago, Alan, about the vehicle thefts out here in Ottawa. Well, there's a connection. I mean, international crime leverage that port out of Port-au-Prince for that type of thing. We see all sorts of human smuggling coming out of Haiti. So there's connective tissue to all of these terrible things that are just being exploited by some of the worst institutions of the world right now.
I mean, it gets to this point of trust with Haitians. When you're saying it has to be a Haitian solution, if countries like Canada do play a role in addressing the unrest in Haiti, how would you want to see them build trust with Haitians who, I mean, as we've talked about, have deep suspicion about the interventions?
Well, first off, there needs to be an honest and transparent understanding that what's happening is more than just a Band-Aid of a couple of months. And the Haitian population and government are right to be suspicious of that because we've demonstrated a lack of that in the past. So that would be the first thing. I do think that Canada could in the future play a role. It's tragic that we find ourselves in a situation where, from a Canadian Forces perspective, we really are under-resourced. We don't have the personnel to be able to have that option space, and it's unfortunate that we're in that environment. We're a bit tapped out. I get it, but had we been able to retain over the last few years our Canadian Forces at a larger personnel standing, that we may have been able to have that option to answer the call that our neighbor and friends next door wanted us to be able to do. But in the absence of that, I think going forward we need to look at what is it realistically that we want to accomplish in Haiti. I mean, it's a country that's in the Western Hemisphere. It's a Francophone country. It's a country that has a massive diaspora here in Montreal and in Toronto and other major centres in Canada. So I think we do have an interest in wanting to ensure that from an immigration perspective, from a crime perspective, and from a humanity perspective, that it's a place that we have an interest in. I think we could potentially play a role. We just need to figure out what that could be.
David Hill, thanks for your time today.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
David Hill was deployed to Haiti with Canadian Armed Forces back in 2004. He is currently the councillor for Barrhaven West.